This is an avocado. It's very high in oils, which balances hormones. Look at the shape of the avocado. Look where it carries its seed. It also takes exactly 9 months for an avocado to go from blossom to ripened fruit. So think of hormones. Think of needing a lot of fatty acids. And what part of this do you think is good for the body? What part of the body do you think this is good for?
Uterus.
Absolutely, the uterus. And the seed of the uterus. A lot of fatty acids are needed for the brain of a baby. You're getting it. This is a plant. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Well, avocados are known to have more potassium than bananas.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and then they're loaded with heart-healthy monosaturated fatty acids, which you said, and then eating them can lower cholesterol and triglyceride levels.
I agree. Thank you. Okay, this is a plant called horsetail. It kind of looks like a tail of a horse. That's how it got its name. Horsetail has a lot of silica in it, but horsetail has other things that we don't even understand why it works. But if you look at a horsetail, it has joints. It goes here. It's not just one solid stem. It has a bunch of joints. Horsetail and silica are very important for the joints and the bones in the body. It's also important for hair and nails, but very important for joints and bones, and it takes on those characteristics. So Victoria, when you have those information, please say, okay, Mary, I want to say something, okay? If you feel up to it.
Yeah, horsetail, I was just going to go talk about it for a minute, that it traditionally grows under 3 feet tall, found in Australia and New Zealand. It has high levels of silica, and which converts to calcium, which is now used to prevent osteoporosis.
I agree. But I know it grows that high in New Zealand and Australia, under 3 foot you have, but it grows in Pennsylvania too.
Does it?
It doesn't get that high though. Yeah, it doesn't get that high. The horsetail that I saw was maybe, and I don't know, I haven't looked, I've only seen the plant once in the wild, and it was probably about 10 inches maybe. Now this one's pretty easy to understand. It's very high in omega oils, very, very high in omega oils. And it has over 3 dozen different neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters is how the brain talks to the body and to the emotions. What happens is you have an electrical impulse and then neurotransmitters are released. This one sucks it up and translates into the same electrical impulse. So pecans and walnuts and black walnuts are kind of wrinkly looking. They have 2 halves. They're in a shell. Very much reminds you of the brain. The omega oils are needed by the brain. 70% of the dry weight of the brain is made of cholesterol or fats, the omega oils. And the neurotransmitters are produced and released in the brain. When you just look at this, and if they say, what does this look like? Right away, brain. A tomato. Now, they've hybrid tomatoes. So tomatoes you can't always, you have to go to the old-fashioned tomatoes, not one that they have messed around with.
Right.
A tomato typically has 4 chambers. The heart has 4 chambers. It has seeds all through it. The heart contains blood that runs through it. Tomatoes are very healthy for the heart. Is there anything you want to say about tomatoes?
I do. They're a nutritional source of, they're rich in antioxidants, vitamin A, C, folic acid, beta-carotene. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. They have a substance called lycopene, which is bright red. It's where they get their color.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Again, those right there, not only are the tomatoes good for the heart, that's good for the prostate as well.
Yep, and prevents cancer.
And that's one good thing to just bring out, is just because like the tomato or here the carrot is good for the eyes, just because that particular food is designed to look like or imitate the body system or the place to throw nutrients out there, doesn't mean that it can't be used in other parts of this body somewhere else.
Very good point. Very good point.
Boy, I stumbled through that one. I couldn't even speak.
No, you did well. You did well.
Okay.
Okay. In the carrot, there's kind of like the pupil, the iris, and the sclera. You know, the carrots are very good for the eye. Mushrooms kind of take on the shape of an ear if you slice a mushroom, don't you think? It is said that mushrooms contain zinc. Zinc is helpful for hearing and prevent tinnitus.
And Mary, I found that they're a good source of vitamin D, and lack of vitamin D not only weakens the bones, but it also weakens hearing.
Ah, there you go. I love that you found those out. Very good. This is the shape of a pancreas, the color and the shape. This is a yam, not a wild yam, but a yam. The color is very close. The shape kind of reminds you of it. It contains beta-carotene, but it's very good for nourishing the pancreas.
Yeah, sweet potatoes or yams, basically they're the same thing. It's just a difference in marketing.
Right.
They're good for detoxing. They're good for kidney, spleen, pancreas, and maintains proper blood sugar, basically.
Right. Good job. Right. Okay. Peanuts. Usually there's 2 peanuts in a shell. So peanuts resemble the testicles of men. Peanuts contain an amino acid called L-arginine. L-arginine is a main component of Viagra.
Did you know that in the Middle Ages, peanuts were banned for all males by the church?
Really? Well, because it's, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That was kind of fun.
Okay, ovaries. Shaped a lot like olives. Olives are very high in fatty acids. Olives also help balance hormones. Do you have anything about olives?
No, nothing. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Is there a difference between green and red, or green and black, though?
You mean health-wise, nutrition-wise?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't like using olives, though. I use olive oil. Olives have a lot of salt. I saw them making olives one time. They have to process the olive. You can't just take an olive off the tree and eat it. It's too hard to digest. So they'll put like one little layer of olives, and then they put almost an equal layer of salt. Then a layer of olives and a layer of salt. So olives are very, very salty.
Now, in California, where I originally come from, you take them off the tree and you actually soak them in a lye base.
Okay.
They're not,
Well, it does
they're
the same
not
thing.
done
It breaks
until,
it down.
yeah,
What happens when
yeah.
you eat them right off the tree?
Oh, you can't.
Yeah, that's what I'm told. So I didn't know they did that, but over in Italy and Israel, they use the salt.
Well, that's a process. I'm just saying when you make them homemade, it's not a salt brine that they put them in.
Well, that's good to know. They'd probably be not. I don't know if it's any healthier because I've never did that way, but just watch the salt content. Okay, kidney beans. How could you have anything look closer to the kidney bean in color, in shape, even where it's attached, right here? You know,
Kind of blows you away, doesn't it?
it does. Again, as is above, so it is below. But kidneys are good for maintaining kidney health, for nourishing the kidney, and it's also believed to be the very best protein for someone who has protein spilling over in their urine. Kidney beans is supposed to be the kind of protein that doesn't do that. Grapefruit.
Let me just
Oh,
add a couple things here.
absolutely.
They're also good for stabilizing blood sugar. They're low in sodium and sugar and cholesterol. And you said they're a good source of fat, low protein fat. And they're wonderful for magnesium, potassium levels.
And potassium is the number one nutrient needed by the kidney, right?
Absolutely.
Isn't this just really cool crap?
I love that one.
Yeah, the grapefruit. At first, I didn't understand the grapefruit, how it helps lymphatic drainage and stuff like that. And then when I saw this picture of what the breast looks like, I go, oh, I understand now.
Exactly.
And as well as vitamin C helps with the immune system as well. Do you have anything for?
Yeah, they also are really good in, they're high in lycopene as well, and they're 91% water, so they're very hydrating.
I agree. Karela. I used to think the Karela was like spirulina, but this is a picture of Karela, and it too is very much shaped like and has the bubblies of the pancreas. Although the pancreas is usually not this color. The pancreas is more of an orangish color. But you can see the texture reminds you of the same. And again, Karela is very good for the pancreas. Go ahead.
That's also another name for bitter melon. They're actually a gourd, and they're not a vegetable. They're actually a fruit. High in iron, magnesium, potassium, vitamin C. Also amazing, like you said, for blood sugar levels, lowers bad cholesterol levels. It supports the liver. It's an amazing product or food for the skin and the immune system.
Pomegranates. Pomegranates look like a bunch of little blood thingies, cells in a pomegranate. And pomegranates are very good for building the health of your blood. Do you have any pomegranate stories?
I do, but you know, I never found anything. I was really looking for the blood because that's what it looks like, the little blood droplets. But what I did find was that it is a natural aphrodisiac. It reduces arthritis and joint pain. It fights cancer, lowers blood pressure, fights bacterial infection, heart health, and improves memory.
Good.
I also found out that, like similar to grapefruit, that there are some medications that you have to be aware of with pomegranate.
Yeah, there are. I know about grapefruit. I didn't know about pomegranate.
I didn't either.
Grapefruit will actually cause you to absorb more of the medicine. It'll make the medicine stronger than what they assume your liver will filter out.
Do you think that that is actually if you ate grapefruit once or twice a week, or is it more the juice because it's more constant? I don't know.
I'm told either one, and it's
Really?
because it breaks it down. Like the hydrochloric acid will break
Right.
down the stuff, and it'll help you absorb it. Like if someone is working on their iron, if their iron's really low, I usually suggest liver cleanse and tell them to eat a grapefruit because they'll
Hmm.
absorb much more of the iron if they do the grapefruit than if they just took the liver cleanse itself. Okay, this is mullein. Mullein is usually really, really tall. I just wanted to show you what these look like. This is the alveoli, or I call them alveoles, but alveoli in your lungs, in your bronchioles, at the end of the bronchioles. And the alveoli is where the oxygen is introduced into the bloodstream, and then the carbon dioxide is dumped into the lung, so you can expel it. Well, mullein is hugely known for the health of the alveoli and lungs in general.
Yeah, I just to add to what you've already said is it helps clear congestion. It soothes the mucous membranes in the respiratory tract, eases coughs and sore throats, relieves asthma, bronchitis, oh my gosh, bronchitis, and relieves dry or unproductive coughs.
Great. This is really good information you're giving out. This is going to be one of the ones I'm going to put on a website. Okay. Another thing is called sweet fern. If you look at the fern, look at how it ripples. It kind of reminds you of the intestines. Sweet fern is very nourishing for the intestines. Do you have something about sweet fern?
Just that it's really good for indigestion, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach cramps. But if you use that's internal, but if you use it externally, it's wonderful for everything: skin, rashes, poison ivy, everything.